It's 6:30. Good morning. I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. An 11-year-old boy is fighting for life following a tragic sailing accident on Lake Macquarie over the weekend. He was with a friend on a small training skiff off Belmont on Saturday when the boat capsized, trapping him underwater, tangled in ropes. Sergeant Dave Rose says the boy was freed and given CPR before being rushed to the John Hunter Hospital, where he remains in a critical condition this morning.
The child was wearing a life jacket at the time. Police from Lake Macquarie Local Area Command are conducting the investigation. They have spoken with a number of witnesses at the scene, including a second child who was also on the sailboat. At this stage, police have appealed for anyone that might have information about the incident. They are urged to contact either Crime Stoppers or the local police.
A woman's recovering in hospital after being kicked in the head by a horse at Curry. The 18-year-old was picked up by the Hunters Westpac rescue helicopter yesterday in a stable condition. The rescue chopper was also called to Buckety, where a 24-year-old motorbike rider had crashed, injuring his shoulder and arm. State opposition leader Luke Foley is promising a further review of political donations laws in the wake of the ICAC inquiry involving several Liberal MPs and the Hunter. A major review late last year rejected the introduction of full public funding for election campaigns, but an expert panel also found there's a need for further reform to remove political loopholes. Luke Foley says more needs to be done to ensure election campaigns can be funded without the stain of corruption.
What was legislated by the Parliament back in November was an interim package for the 2015 election. In some ways it's a band-aid solution. We will need to address that issue again after the election.
Plans to turn Glendale into a major regional suburb will be debated tonight by Lake Macquarie Council. A blueprint for the super suburb has been drawn up and includes an outline of how to provide more jobs, retail outlets, footpaths and open space areas. New South Wales Resources and Energy Minister Anthony Roberts is being urged to suspend all AGL CSG operations in the wake of toxic chemicals being found in flowback water at its Gloucester operation. Gloucester Groundswell has presented the minister with a 600-page report detailing AGL's alleged breaches of its licence amid claims the company has misled the public about their CSG project in the area. The group's Julie Lyford says the site shouldn't operate until the matter is resolved.
We asked the minister to look at suspending all of AGL's operations, including those planned, because we have evidence of environmental harm and systemic breaches of licence conditions and attempts to misinform the community. So that's the nutshell of what was contained in that 600-page report.
And the National Party is looking for a new candidate to run in Cessnock at next month's state election after former Rose Tattoo frontman Angry Anderson withdrew from the race. He decided not to run due to personal reasons. Party officials say they hope to have a replacement candidate in the next day or two. Now with sport, Belinda Delaceres.
The Newcastle Jets' poor fortunes have continued following Friday night's heartbreaking 2-1 injury time loss to Brisbane. Striker Radovan Pavicevic gave the Jets a glimmer of hope with a goal in the 72nd minute, but it wasn't enough. Raw's Thomas Brioche landing a free kick at the death. Coach Phil Stubbins says the boys put up a fight.
I think for the boys, they put in a solid shift, got some pride back, a bit of redemption there. I'm very, very unfortunate to lose it in the way that we did.
Newcastle City and suburban cricketer Peter Laylaw is recovering in hospital after being struck over the head with a bat by a rival player during Saturday's clash with the Merewether B5s. The Jewel Tavern captain will likely press charges tomorrow after suffering 9 stitches and a concussion following a heated exchange 3 balls after hitting the batsman with a bouncer. Police are investigating. And Knights halfback Tyrone Roberts has been called into this Friday's Indigenous All-Stars side to replace injured Parramatta playmaker Chris Sandow. That's sport. I'm Belinda Delos Harris.
To NURFM News Time 26 to 7.